Welcome back to Get Healthy with Dr. Cooper. Our topic today is cancer. How can we prevent that C word? And we left off with Dr. Tamayo talking about trigger factors. We only discussed a few trigger factors, and that radiation and certain chemicals in food. Now, I know there are other trigger factors, alcohol and radiation to the chest, and certain chemotherapy can also cause cancer. Lack of vitamin D can also cause cancer because vitamin D is a gene modulator.
Yes.
All right? So I always suggest to the patient, ask your doctor to check your vitamin D level. If the level is low, then get a supplement. Am I right?
Yes. Yes.
Do you want to mention any trigger factors before we move on to what should we then do? Any other trigger factors?
Yes. There are those who are thinking of those that are used in raising these plant foods.
Okay.
So, for example, pesticides, insecticides, and those other chemicals. That's why we have to be very careful with the use of the food. So it's not just the fruits and vegetables or anything else, but we should be very choosy of which food to take. And now another thing is that if these insecticides and chemicals would be used, they are used before they are harvested, long before they are harvested, so that the fruits and vegetables should be better in using rather than taking meat, because they are more harmful as compared to the fruits and the vegetables.
That's right. So the saturated fats, those are things we have to avoid. Saturated fats, that is from the red meat, because that's going to increase your risk not only for cancer, but for diabetes, for obesity, hypertension, all of that. You know, nowadays I keep telling my patients that I'm going to give you the good food that you need to consume, because we don't want to scare them off. So audience, we're going to be telling you more or less what are some good foods you need to consume so you can live longer and healthier. Why don't we walk over there? We're going to get some questions. Come along with me. We have some people on the street collecting questions. So Dr. Tamayo, we're going to stand here and we're going to take some questions. They're going to be probably asking us about what food to consume or question on food. So why don't we go to the first question?
Thank you, Dr. Cooper. Today I'm here with
Christian Leod.
He has a very important question for you.
I wanted to know what foods I can eat to decrease my risk of cancer.
All right. I think that's a fantastic question. A lot of people are searching for answers. What can they do naturally to protect themselves from cancer? So would you like to answer Chris Leal's question? What food can he consume to prevent risk of cancer?
Okay, in terms of prevention, I would like to emphasize here the fruits and vegetables. Why? Because with fruits, they have vitamin C, very high in vitamin C. You know, among all the antioxidant vitamins, vitamin C is the center of it, which means that fruits should not be cooked.
That's right.
Because vitamin C is vitamin C is denatured with even just a very slight heat. And of course, we have micronutrients, as we call them generally, for vitamins A, C, and E. And you mentioned about vitamin D. And we get them basically from fruits and vegetables.
That's right. That's right.
So here, we would like to challenge each one that they have to incorporate at least one meal per day where they have to focus on fruits and vegetables.
That's right. So he asks what food should he consume. So we need to tell him he can consume the cruciferous vegetables. Studies have shown that cruciferous vegetables have high concentration of antioxidants that are important to prevent cancer. So what are cruciferous vegetables? Cabbage, cauliflower, collard greens, broccoli, kale. All these are important. And of course, all fruits for the vitamin C. So vitamin A, C, E, and D. These are antioxidant vitamins that can prevent cancer. Let's go to the next question. Let's see what it's all about.
Dr. Cooper, once again, I'm here with.
My question is if some foods can increase the risk of cancer.
All right. Very interesting. If some foods can increase the risk of cancer.
Yes,
I
sure.
think we mentioned that in the early part of the show, but I think it's good to repeat the foods that will increase the risk of cancer. Dr. Tamaya, you want to start?
Yes, of course. First, we think of meat and meat products, processed and processed foods. Yes, so those are the ones that would increase your risk of developing cancer because these are the ones that would contain most of these carcinogenic chemicals.
Right, right. And we did mention, people might wonder, what are processed foods? So foods that are, for example, salted. There is a chemical, the nitrates, that will increase the risk of cancer. Ham and bacon, all these sandwich meats, red meats, these meats will increase the risk for cancer. Alcohol. Alcohol can cause fatty liver disease. Fatty liver disease will lead to liver cirrhosis and then liver cancer. So we have to be very careful with the actual foods we eat. Alcohol also will increase the risk of breast cancer. Ladies, if you drink more than 3 alcoholic beverages a week, you increase your risk for breast cancer by 15%. So indeed, the food we consume could either be causing diseases or curing us. Am I right?
Yes.
All right.
And in addition here, our consumption of refined foods.
Yes,
Refined foods, and including refined sugar.
that's correct.
And yes, once we increase our sugar level in the bloodstream, that means also that some of these white blood cells that are supposed to attack any of these carcinogens or any of these trigger factors would be actually killed
That's right.
with increased sugar level in the bloodstream.
Right. I had a patient who asked me a couple of days ago, does this have sugar? I said, why do you ask? She said, oh, I have ovarian cancer and I cannot consume sugar. So yes, sugar weakens the immune system. For us to be able to fight cancer, we need a strong immune system to fight the cancer. As a matter of fact, one of the therapy for any cancer right now is immune therapy, where we boost the immune system to fight the cancer. So why not boost the system naturally by consuming the healthy foods and then rejecting those things that are not good for our health? Am I right?
Yes. In fact, if our immune system is working pretty well, you know, we have these white blood cells who are able to devour those cancer cells. So, for example, if a person develops at the initial level or initial stage
of cancer,
yes, even if cancer cells are there, if the immune system is working pretty well, then these white blood cells are able to devour those cancer cells
and suppress the
disease process, which means that if we just stay high on our immune response, that means that we could actually reverse the disease process.
Very good. You know what? We're going to be taking a break. We'll be right back on how you can boost your system to fight cancer. Don't go away. We'll be right back.